welcome back to Fast Casual. I'm your host, Miranda Copjec, where we explore the strategies and innovations shaping the restaurant and hospitality industries. Today, I'm excited to be joined by Mehdi Zarhloul, CEO and founder of Crazy Pita Mediterranean Cafe. Crazy Pita has been a beloved fast casual brand known for its fresh Mediterranean cuisine and community focused mission. With over 35 years of experience, including leadership roles at the Four Seasons Hotel, Mehdi has been instrumental in transforming Crazy Pita from a single location into a growing franchise. We're going to dive into his insights on scaling operations, leveraging technology, and staying true to his brand's core values of consistency, quality, and community. Welcome to Fast Casual, Mehdi. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much, Miranda, for having me on your show. I feel so honored and thank you again.
Yeah, we're really honored to have you here. And I mean, I do have to point out, Mehdi is calling in from a closet, and I'm calling in from a basement. So we have we have great guests, not such great background scenery. Not a problem. Nothing. Hopefully, we can't fix. But I think hosting these podcast episodes, we're constantly all on the go. You're in the hospitality space. I'm sure you're moving and grooving. So needing to find the best possible place to chat with me. So I'm glad that you were able to join me, even if it's from a closet. Are you in
Absolutely.
one
Well,
of your
every
restaurants right
restaurant has a manager office where they do the little scheduling. So I am blessed that here in Las Vegas with my location. So I feel like I have three corporate offices everywhere I go, which makes it very convenient.
Are you calling in from one of your locations right now?
Yes, yes, I am.
I love it. I mean,
Yeah.
like a CEO on the ground. That's all we can hope for.
Well, nowadays you have to be really hands-on. I like to communicate directly with my customers. I like to walk around my stores and shake hands and check with my employees, my staff, see how our things are going. The C level has changed big time nowadays, and you gotta connect not only with your guests but also with your employees at the same time.
Yeah, and I think to that point, I mean, it's so crucial to understand how things operate at the ground level so that you can bring that to the leadership team so that you could only further scale and grow. And I mean, you guys have grown very rapidly, but I'm really interested. So as we were talking, you were telling me a little bit about your background. And I think the listeners would love to kind of get an understanding as well as like, you worked at luxury hotels like the Four Seasons.
Well,
And
you hit the topic exactly what you just said. The growth, we're becoming, most of restaurants nowadays are becoming a platform. So it makes it so easier. Like you mentioned before, with my experience before COVID, through even when I started my career with the Four Seasons, this was back over 20 years ago before I started Crazy Pita. It was an amazing experience where I traveled the world, went to places in the Middle East and opened restaurants from the fine dining to fast casual to juice bars. Beautiful experience. You get to meet so many cultures. And you gotta introduce, when you learn to introduce that hospitality that the Four Seasons is known for. And I've been working with them for over 12 years. And when I decided to go with my own venture, you carry that momentum with you to your own business. And the hospitality, it's that kind of keeps on evolving, and you have to evolve with it. And for the last 18 years, I seem to accomplished all when I started 18 years ago, actually last month, when we opened our first Crazy Pita, and it felt it didn't feel like it was a business. It felt like it was a home, and it was a community driven business, and we created it based on kindness and based on of providing good food and excellent Mediterranean cuisine, and we created a community around it. And we seem to expanded it here in the valley to about three stores. And then after COVID hit, you had to change all the way of thinking and the way you do business. Technology has made it so easy nowadays to operate out my business. I decided to create an ecosystem for myself and my team, and to kind of minimize the amount of labor that you need, and also to provide the tools for your line employees to make their job faster and very convenient for them to make it happen. So I cater to two people. I cater to the customer and the employees. We're in the process of building. You talk about growth, and I'm just gonna give you a brief. We built two more concepts because of how convenient technology makes it. I added Salad Madness and Chicken Genius to the line. So we started those as virtually, and we're getting set to open few of them as brick and mortar stores because they're doing so successful on the internet between the third parties and the catering. It's amazing. They're like now head to head with the mothership Crazy Pita. So it's a good. We created this concept, so it makes it so convenient. We have right now we're signing deals, license deals with other companies throughout in Denver, and we're gonna open a few more. We signed a new deal with Walmart's with some franchisees. We'll be open. We're getting set to open the next one in November. The new Crazy Pita. That one's gonna have different style. Although we're kind of a fast casual, more upscale fast casual, we decided to go. Even a lot of people were like, "Why are you going to Walmart? It's different kind of set." Well, I believe everybody needs to have access to good, healthy, fresh food, and we can the prices. We'll figure a way to prices it. We're introducing as low cost, and I mean we found a way to do it. And we're looking forward the success of it as we sign in more franchisees into different Walmart stores or different cities. We have a great line of potential franchisees that we are working on ahead, and they will be taking on all the three concepts between Crazy Pita, Salad Madness, and Chicken Genius. Great opportunities we have all ahead of us. Another way we're looking at growing our company, just to go back recently, back in January when I decided to do all this, we had 3 locations, 1 franchise in Houston, and with the potential to do 10 more. And then like, how do you grow? So you go from 3 stores, all of a sudden now you have 12 stores available within like less than 6 months, and all of them are operating in a system because of that ecosystem that we created. Thank God, thanks for the technology that allowing us to do so. Nowadays, you know how it's tough to do business in the restaurant. We're getting hit and punched from every direction. The labor, the food, the cost, the occupancy. So I can officially say now on your podcast, you'll be the first one, that we have taken steps to grow in the company and go to the public and the open market. So we rolled in officially a couple days ago our crowdfund regulation, where
Amazing.
you can go officially. Yes, we can go officially now to my website crazypita.com. Go to the investment button, and you can read all about our growth. We're doing so many amazing things. You can hit on it and read all about our presentation. You can look at the new platforms of how the look and the rendering for every new restaurant we are building. We are reshaping I am reshaping the way the restaurant, the fast casual actually is working now. It's one of those things that I mentioned earlier. You have to adapt. You have not based on what Mehdi wants or any CEO, but it's based what the customer wants, what their needs.
Yeah.
So the new stores will have some amazing components to them. We follow the technology structure. When you have a big company purchasing features, and that's what we did. So if you go to my website and you can read about it, some stores will have some fresh juices components. And that comes from that care. All of them will have a Mediterranean DNA in them, all my concepts. I remember growing up back home in Morocco, and when you go to a sauna or a bath, Turkish bath style, you come out, and the first thing you do is you go get fresh juice. There is a guy that has
Oh,
juices. Either he asks you, want orange juice, you want apple juice, or fruit juice, or avocado. So we're bringing that component inside all of my concepts.
wow. One thing that really stood out to me is, obviously like your start at the Four Seasons. One theme that really just stood out to me and kind of got my juices flowing, no pun intended, is is what the customer wants. Being able to adapt to ever-changing markets based off of what it is that the customer wants, what's going to drive growth, what's going to drive revenue, what's going to scale the operations, the business based off of the customer's needs. And I'm sure, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm sure that mindset comes from your background working at probably the epitome of hospitality for the Four Seasons, like where you say to Four Seasons, it's what the customer wants, what, how to make the experience the most memorable.
Absolutely. You walk into my restaurant, I can make any dish you want as long as I have all the we cook fresh to order. We assemble things as you order them. It's not like everything is prepared before, or if you want most of my modifiers, my list of my POS system, the list of my modifier is so long. You can build your own plate as long as I have it in my house. I will make it for you. If I don't, if I have time, I go to the next grocery store next to me and I'll buy it. Or if I have enough advance time, I will provide it for you. That's how we created our community. That's how we give what the people want. And it's not about how much you want to charge for it. And people are willing to pay you for that convenience, for that service. Give the people what they want. And
Yeah.
luckily, I mean, at the Four Seasons Hotel, sure you can charge 500, $700 a room, or you can charge $80 a plate for a steak. Ours is minimal, we charge that decent amount, but we get compensated for our services. And that's what we found through all my experience, even with the fast casual concept. People are willing to pay you money as long as you give them what they want.
Yeah, and I guess like kind of going off of that, so interested to hear a little bit about, how you have taken such a customer first approach, right? And scaled that so repeatedly. Like what would be your advice to a growing, entrepreneur, CEO, business owner, even outside of the hospitality space in how to scale operations and grow to many stores, but still keeping that customer first mindset?
Well, you have to have standards. You have to have systems. And I recommend build a system first and stay consistent to it. Then you can adjust it and make it better as you go along, right? All the systems, the only people that can break a system in my restaurants, not me, is the customer. They're the one that can break that system. And our standards are built so minimal to provide the customers with the most convenient service, and they're the only one that can change that system. The same way I take my orders in location A would be the same way as location C. But again, it starts with the hiring process. It starts with the person is in the front, and in front of the house. As you walk in, they're welcoming you. It's the hiring process. We like to work with people who are positive, people who smiles, people who are willing to give you eye contact. I built my system based on kindness. Be kind. Every letter on the be kind stands for a sequence of service in my system. And we make sure that every one of our employees, as we train them, the first 2 weeks is very crucial to teach. And I always use the three factor system. Mathematician Galileo said, if you have 3 points, now you have a pattern, right? So the first week, when we onboard an employee, we show them everything about our restaurants. The second week, we train them and we teach them. The third week, we correct them. And then you let them go on their own, right? So after 3 weeks, you can tell if that person is going to make it with you, or they're going to go, or you're going to have to promote them to guests. Uh, so that's the
Yeah.
approach that we've been taking, and it's been successful for us for 18 years, and it works from every level.
And how are you ensuring, like, what is your process? Because I'm sure as listeners listening into this are, you know, they're probably thinking the same way too, is, how do you ensure that you get that good quality individual in the door and keep them?
Well, they come back. When you see this same customer coming back over and over and over, you got a touchdown.
Yeah.
With system nowadays, you know how many, your customers, how many times are coming back. You go to any POS system, you type the last four digits of their credit card, and you see how many times they're coming back to you. Now, if they don't come back, you have an issue. Thankfully, our system works.
Yeah.
It's people are. I met a guy yesterday. He goes, Mehdi, did you know that I was in your restaurant 4 times this week? I'm like, what did you do the other 3 days? What can I? Did you starve? What can I do to make you come back?
Leftovers. He had some leftovers probably.
And one of the components that we are doing the new way, and the new I call it the next level of restaurants. What we're creating is we're bringing a CPG component to our restaurants, consumer product goods, and one of my marketing directors said we're gonna change CPG to be called Crazy Pita goods. So we will want to make sure, because of the economy, things are happening, and as when you come do our to-go food or you dine with us, we want to make sure you're going to take something home with you, so that way we can act. And even if you don't come back within 2 or 3 days, we want to make sure we're going to get something to take home with you, either a juice component or a chicken or a steak component that you can take home with you and put it in your warmer and or microwave or one of those new air fryers. They're amazing. I've been testing Crazy Pita on air fryers the last 6 months. It's just amazing. Some dishes we're going to come up with are great.
Amazing. Do you make all the dishes? Are you like, do you have a team of chefs behind you, or do you have your hand in figuring out the recipes?
As of today, it's been all me. I've been doing all this because of the level that I am. But I am bringing in, if you go to my website again and look at the advisors that I'm bringing some amazing chefs with us who are advising us, who's going to help us with the salad menace and chicken, and bringing some new components. You can, one of the famous guys from Hospitality IQ, Akhtar Anwar, very big famous chef in the United States. Everybody knows who he is. Has decided to join our venture, as he's also a shareholder and also be advising us on kitchen, on building the scale to the level that we want to go to nationally.
Yeah. What's
So
your inspiration? So that I chat with hospitality leaders and CEOs every single day, and you're probably one of the first people I've ever chatted with who is also the mastermind behind the incredible food that you're cooking and putting in front of your customers, outside of just incredible experience, like, scaling and whatnot. So what's your muse? Like, where's your inspiration come from? Where do you learn this
Well,
art?
I bring my inspiration. Thankfully, thank God, I have a good palate. I enjoy food. I enjoy eating. I enjoy creating dishes. I'm an expert at creating 10 to 15 minutes cooking time dishes.
I'm gonna need you to make a cookbook.
It's we can actually, maybe in the future we can
Please
make a
do.
cookbook and get it going and sell it. But I love cooking. I travel a lot. I go to a lot of. I go when every time I go back home to my country, Morocco, visit my mother. I sit with her, and I make her make me dishes. And I sit there and I watch and I learn, and I try to take some of those components and bring them in here. So I do that about once to twice a year, where I go and I go taste food from all over the globe, and
That's
I make
amazing. We're
sure
gonna
that
have to
the
send this
recipes.
episode to your mom.
It's we have some amazing light up. I mean, we're doing some. We want to bring a breakfast component in a later stage, just more like a brunch style. We'll bring in some shakshuka, for example, and we'll bring in a variety of them where people can come and get that shakshuka style within lunchtime or on a Saturday or a Friday afternoon.
I love shak. So I will tell you, shakshuka is one of my absolute favorite dishes. I love to cook. I do. I've taken my shakshuka recipe from a very good friend of mine whose family is also from the Middle East, and I have taken her recipe. I replicated it. It's to die for, and I could eat shakshuka for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Same here.
It's so delicious.
It is amazing. We have some amazing breads, Mediterranean breads that are coming in to serve with it. We're bringing an amazing dessert component, like where you'll be able to come and go to sit with us in the afternoon and get a cappuccino or get a latte or a regular coffee and get a variety of Mediterranean desserts or European desserts and just hang out with your laptop and sit with us. That trend is growing because a lot of people are working remotely, and I personally cannot work from my house or can have go work in a cubicle or go work in office. I like to be around. I call them my satellite office between Starbucks and Pete's Coffee. That's what I spend most of my time doing, or even Lifetime Fitness. I'm a big gym type of guy that I go and do a lot of yoga and exercise, and I like to have my internet available with my laptop so I can do work anytime, anywhere I go.
And what's your favorite? What I know, I'm going so off topic of like technology and innovation, but I'm so intrigued with that you are the mastermind behind such an incredible menu, not just incredible operation. What's your favorite dish that you make?
Oh, I have so many of them. So many of them. The grill, I'm great at grilling. I created just recently, we introduced the new shawarma style, and I do a nice flank steak shawarma and chicken shawarma with my own version of tahini sauce to it. That's what have been my go-to. My doctor and my trainer, they want me to have more protein, so I had to go create some more dishes. Hence the salad madness, same thing. I created salads for people that don't like salads. So I have some Parmesan potatoes added to it. Some
My mouth is
roasted
watering.
meats, some fruit component. So they're amazing, amazing. Actually, Salad Madness is competing with Crazy Pita right now. But like they say, you can own your competition. But if you cannot buy them, I create them.
I love it. I'm gonna need you to send me some recipes. My like everything that you're naming, the shakshuka, the shawarma, my like absolute favorite cuisines, like my favorite food, my favorite recipes. I could live off of it. It's so delicious.
At the end of the day, it's about the food we serve, right?
Yeah.
You and me can talk about technology and back of house and make it, but it doesn't matter that if your food, one, you have to make good food that people are gonna come back to. Our specialty is we make dinners. We make a lot of home cooked dinners where people can come and take them home and feed their family with their children, where they get their protein, their vegetables, their greens, all in one plate. We follow the pyramids of health, what they recommend. We follow that guideline with the grains, the fruit, the veggies, that's your daily dose of nutrition. And that's how we combine them and we present them. And a lot of, not everybody can cook every day. Not everybody has the pleasure of having big kitchens. And when you walk to one of my restaurants, I offer you a setting just like in your house where you have your kitchen, it's all open, you have your TV, you have your dining table. So I offer you the same setting in your house. And I see a lot of people that come to us, they do to-goes, and they can call and do an online order or do a third-party delivery, but they choose to come here because of that moment that we welcome them and we offer them a free iced tea or free drink while they're waiting for their food, or a little So we created the cinnamon pita chips. They're amazing that we offer complimentary for free while people are waiting for their food. And people will come and you see them on their phone and just waiting for their food, and they're not in a hurry. They don't want to have that 5 minutes. They want to come and enjoy that moment, and that's what we offer them.
And how are you, so from an operations perspective, repeating processes, scaling, growth, employees, all of that, how are you going about, like, what's your secret to repeating good quality food at each individual location and repeating that menu? Because I'm sure there's a lot of restaurateurs that, own one, two locations. They're the chef too. They're going in every day. They're doing the prep work, and they've got an incredible menu and home cooked meals, and everybody, they're the talk of the town. But then, they want to scale to 5, 6, 7, 8,
Sure.
10, 15 locations. How do you keep
Well,
that chef mindset?
it starts with the menu design, right? You want to make your menu, you want to make your flavors, you want to choose your spices, and you want to make it so simple so anybody can come and duplicate it. And when I set this up a while back, 18 years ago, so every one of my cooks can come and make that chicken and make that steak. We make things and the recipes, they follow the recipes. We have ways of systems how you can, just like you put your salt, your pepper, your cumin, your paprika, all those components, and you double check before you start mixing. So we're chef driven, and you teach, and the training that you offer. Remember, I was telling you the first 2 weeks is very crucial, and that's what we teach, and we make it we make it very simple so anybody can come and learn it. Now we're just cooking chicken and pitas. We're not taking things to the moon. And it's so simple and it's so delicious, and when you make it this way, and people will come back for it. You keep the
Yeah.
same consistent taste. McDonald's, the number one restaurant on the globe, everybody criticized them, but it's the same cheeseburger they served you 7 years ago, same way today.
I think that this is a great lesson when it comes to, like, food quality, scaling, operations, processes, hiring, all of it. Don't overcomplicate it. It doesn't need to be, you can't scale, you can't repeat if it's too complicated. It needs to be, we're not, like you said, we're not going to the moon.
Exactly. We're just cooking. Where customer walks in, we greet them, we take their order, we take their money, we cook for them, and we give them the food. It's
Yep.
as simple as that, and that's what we're focused on, and that's what the customers wants to see. The way I check on my restaurants, I go and I sit there as a customer and I see what the customer sees, and that's how
Yeah.
I create my systems, make it centric about the customer. So the technology behind, sure, it's great, it's wonderful, but it's all about the product at the end you're gonna make and that interaction. And that's our 99% of my focus is about that. Because if you don't have revenue, you don't have an operation.
Yeah.
You can have the
And
best system out there. You can have things that some of my systems can bring you an inventory. They can do AI. I can do all that stuff, right? But AI cannot cook my skewers, my meat, my shawarma. It cannot marinate it. So there is always the human touch available. You know, I tried technology. I was one of the first people in America that bring virtual cashiers during COVID. We had cashiers from Pakistan coming here taking orders. During this was right after COVID. So from the technology side, I can Crazy Pita. We're with the technology that we are introducing with our platform. We are leading and we're exceeding our competition 15 to 20 years ahead.
yeah, what have you seen through the years, having experience in the hospitality space for 35 years? I'm sure you've experienced multiple changes in technology and the technological, like, evolution, revolution, all of it. what have you seen? How have you seen technology shape the future of how have you seen technology shape restaurants, but how do you see it also shaping the future of restaurants?
I see it throughout all my demographic that I serve, and I serve all four of them from 0 to 25, 25 to 45, 35, 35, 50, and so on. I cater to all the demographics. And each one has their way of ordering. Some people like deliveries, right? So we give them the delivery side. We try to be the number one on it. I was one of the last pioneers who decided to jump on the delivery. I didn't needed it because a lot of people did the to goes or it just within my environment and as it's shaping. So we focus on the delivery part now, and which we figure out, and we hire the best in the best in this kind of field. We have our digital Kelly Kroger, our digital director of digital solutions. She's the best at what she does. Now, you asked me earlier, how do I get all this? I surround myself with the best team there is. I cannot do it all. We have some amazing people that work with us from the marketing, I call them marketing from the land and marketing from the air, like the army and then the air force. We have a director of operation who's done tremendous amount of work for history. He was a CEO of Jamba Juice and Coffee Beans. We have some financial guys who does with Fred, who does an amazing, took so many companies public. Now I got these people out. I've known them for a while. I got them out of their retirement to bring. It's like the way I phrase it is I'm bringing the new word with Frank Sinatra. I'm merging it. Imagine Frank Sinatra skateboarding now with a skateboard.
I love it. I love it.
And that's what I'm merging now, and so far it's been successful. I mean, look, we even changed the way how we dress. I mean, we're wearing the coolest sneakers now when we go on our stage with our Nikes, and because you have to find that happy medium, right?
Yeah.
So those are the things that we do, and right now in the restaurant industry, all those components are so hard to do with the food cost, labor cost, occupancy is so high. A lot of people you filing for bankruptcies everywhere. We got that, and I felt very sad and sorry for all those people that worked hard, and they see it shutting down their stores. But I knew about this happening about 2 3 years ago. All that PPP money and all that after COVID that the government came from us. Thank God they came and helped us reopen our stores. The government did what they're supposed to do. They're an emergency. It was great to see. But somehow now that money has to come back to the pot. So that's why we got this inflation happening, and I predicted this. That's why I decided to take the step and do the crowdfund, and hopefully we'll take it to further. We're gonna do we're doing a regulation 506 followed by a regulation A. So that's another subject. We can talk hours about it. Just to be able to expand the company and the brand and sustain and compete in the field. You see, you have all the big boys, who have financially backed, and they can do it, and money can become no issue. And then you have the small guys like me who are in that between growth stage, and then what do you do, right? So sometimes I decided to take the matters in my own hand and do something about it and make the growth myself and bring in the best of the best of the people in the industry and make it happen. Back to the dish, like all this that we do, it comes to the dish you serve. If your dish is not making money, all what I say, keep making it at home. It doesn't matter. You can make the best hummus in the globe, but if it's not making you money, just don't get in the restaurant business. It requires a very special skill nowadays to operate a restaurant. Right?
Yeah. And I was
Before,
going to say to that point, as I think through this podcast, this episode in particular, all the episodes, the entire, I think of it almost as like a playbook for other emerging brands, other people that have a dream to want to open their own, either take it from one store to 20 stores, or have no stores and open up their first restaurant. I see this podcast being so insightful for so many individuals at any scale, at any point in their restaurant career. And I think understanding what is the one piece of advice. I know this whole episode was filled with such incredible advice, but what would be the one piece of advice that you would give to an aspiring restaurant entrepreneur looking to scale from a single location to a multitude of locations? What would be your one piece of advice?
The best advice I can give them: put a strategy in place and stick to it. You're going to meet thousands of people, and everyone has a different vision on how they should operate. Stick with your guts, put a strategy together, build a train, embark winning people in it, and start going. The
Getting the
winning
right
people will join you.
Getting the right people.
Don't focus on anything negative. Do not deviate from where where you want to go. Just go there. You're gonna get bumps. It's not gonna be easy. You're gonna have to stop and fuel it. You're gonna get some bumps and bruises, but focus on your end game. And what I'm doing right now, when I get into this point, and I also decided to join an investment company that I took under my wing. I own a company called the Eden Miller Investments now. We changed it. It used to be Cochin, and now I changed it to Eden Miller Investments. So I'm engaged with that one, and we're setting the stage to go and help and assist other owners like myself who've been in these situations, and basically bring the water to them and then let them deal with it.
Wow.
We're going to teach them how to build the faucet, and they just have to open it. So that's another hobby and passion of mine, to contribute, to give back to my community, to give back to this industry, to help maybe new guys and develop them to get into the management. I chair the retail committee here in Las Vegas, and I'm also a board director of the Chamber of Commerce. Just to kind of give back and educate and help people and get business at the same time. And I advise any manager or any restaurant owner, get involved with your community. That's the way you're gonna make it happen. I try to do everything. You ask me, how do you keep consistent and with technology? Well, some people like to have emails in communication. Some people like to have a coupon in their mailbox. Some people like to have text. Everybody's there. I want to be, every box you open, I want to be there with you. Either your email or your phone or your mailbox or whichever box it is, we're going to be there with you. I don't want you to miss up. I want to make sure you get my message and know about my special. We do some amazing things. I claimed my own holiday, National Crazy Pita Day.
What day is that? What day is National Crazy Pita Day?
That is October 24th.
National
Crazy coming up. We do some amazing special. The whole community comes together. We give free chicken rice bowl. Rice and shawarma. You come with tahini. No have to buy anything. I'll give it to you for free. I sell all my pitas for $5. This comes from my own pocket. It's for my community. I don't make any money, any profit, $5. But it turns out to be the busiest day. I mean, the sales are amazing that day. Just to kind of make sure everybody has the ability to come and try us.
Wow. I think, I can't thank you enough, Mehdi, for joining this episode, for sharing your journey, sharing your strategies behind Crazy Pita's success. I think, my biggest takeaway is that it is clear and evident that you have really scaled this business focusing on your core values, sticking true to yourself, looking towards the goal that you've put forth, and not letting any outside, you know, noise interfere with the mission, the values that you possess at your core. So to our listeners today, you know, I hope that this conversation has provided you with valuable insights that you can apply to your own growing teams. I want to say, like, do not forget to check out Crazy Pita's locations. I'm heading to the Las Vegas area, the West Coast area shortly. I'm gonna be right there, ready to have a delicious pita and shawarma, shakshuka. I'm gonna order it all. And I, you know, really cannot thank you enough, Mehdi, for joining the conversation today, because a lot of key insights have come out of this.
Thank you so much for having me in your show. Anybody can reach out to me through social media. I do my own TikToks. I join my TikTok or my Instagram. You can reach out to me, and I love to see your fans come and dine with us.
Yes. Oh, I'm gonna be there, so I'm so excited.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.